Hello everyone and welcome back to Sri Lankan Life Sciences Academy. Today we are diving into Unit 4 of Edexcel IAL Biology Lesson 2, Photophosphorylation and ATP. Get ready to understand how cells produce the energy they need to survive and function. Energy is absolutely essential to life. Without a constant energy supply, living organisms would not survive. Energy flows through the biosphere in massive quantities every second, driving everything from cellular reactions to entire ecosystems. To understand how energy moves through ecosystems, we need to look at how organisms get their energy and nutrients. All organisms fall into one of two main categories: autotrophs or heterotrophs. Autotrophs are organisms that can produce complex organic compounds like glucose or starch from simple substances like carbon dioxide. They use these compounds both as energy sources and building blocks for other molecules like proteins. Autotrophs don't rely on other organisms for nutrition. The two main types are photoautotrophs and chemoautotrophs. Photoautotrophs use sunlight to make food via photosynthesis. Examples include plants, algae, and cyanobacteria. Chemoautotrophs obtain energy by oxidizing inorganic molecules like hydrogen sulfide or ammonia in a process called chemiosynthesis. These are typically bacteria or archaea found in extreme environments. On the other hand, heterotrophs cannot produce their own foods. They must consume other organisms or the remains of them to obtain energy. So, they depend indirectly on products of photosynthesis. Let's break down heterotrophs further. Herbivores eat plants. Carnivores eat other animals. Omnivores eat both plants and animal matter. Detritivores, like earthworms, feed on dead organic matter. Decomposers, such as fungi and bacteria, break down dead material into simpler substances. Here you can see examples of different heterotrophs: a lion as a carnivore, a bear as an omnivore, fungi as decomposers, and herbivores like cows or rabbits. Each plays a vital role in the ecosystem. Ultimately, almost all energy used by living organisms originates from the sun, whether directly through photosynthesis or indirectly through food chains. The sun powers life on Earth. Adenosine triphosphate or ATP is the molecule all cells use to store and transfer energy. It's known as the energy currency of the cell and is present in all forms of life. If ATP production or use is disrupted, the cell and the organisms cannot survive. ATP is a nucleotide made of a nitrogenous base called adenine, a sugar called ribose, and three phosphate groups linked in a chain. These phosphate bonds store a lot of energy. The formula of ATP is: here's a diagram of the ATP molecule. Notice how the three phosphate groups are closely linked, and these are where the energy is stored. The energy in ATP is stored in its high energy phosphate bonds. ATP is broken down in a hydrolysis reaction to form ADP and inorganic phosphate. releasing energy. It can also be reformed by a condensation reaction. Both reactions are catalyzed by the enzyme ATPase. When a cell needs energy, it breaks the third phosphate bond in ATP. This releases about 34 kilojoules per mole. The reaction is ATP plus H2O into ADP and inorganic phosphate and energy. Some energy is lost as heat, but the rest powers vital activities like active transport, anabolic reactions, and muscle contractions. This image shows ATP undergoing hydrolysis to form ADP and inorganic phosphate, releasing usable energy in the process. To make ATP again, energy must be supplied again, about 34 kilojoules per mole. This energy comes from catabolic reactions or redox reactions. There are two key ways to form ATP from ADP and inorganic phosphate. The first is using energy from catabolic reactions. The second one is via the electron transport chain. Catabolic reactions break down molecules to release energy. Many of these involve redox reactions where one molecule loses electrons and another gains them. Cellular respiration is a key example. It happens in all living organisms. The electron transport chain is the main ATP producing process. It involves removing hydrogen atoms from intermediates in a metabolic pathway and transferring electrons. This drives the synthesis of ATP in mitochondria or chloroplasts. Thank you so much for joining me today on Sri Lankan Life Sciences Academy. I hope you found this lesson on photophosphorylation and ATP helpful. If you did, please give this video a like and don't forget to leave a comment below any doubts you might have. And most importantly, subscribe to Sri Lankan Life Sciences Academy for more engaging biology lessons. See you in the next class.